Hi there, folks. Sean Broderick. I'm in Vancouver again at the Sprott-Stansberry Natural Resource Symposium, and I'm speaking to Mr. Darrell Rader. Now, who's he? He is the CEO of Minaurum Gold, which is a great gold explorer, actually one you really have to keep your eye on down in Mexico. They are in a gold belt, which the mines there just seem to be getting bigger, even though they take gold and silver out of the ground.
Yeah.
The deposits are getting bigger. It's a fascinating place. Could you please explain what your company is doing and just about the whole area down there?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me, Sean, again.
Sure.
It's been a couple of interesting years since we last
It has, yes,
spoke.
yes. I did speak to you before, and you guys have been plugging away.
Oh, we have been, but it's an exciting time for us. You know, the market being what the market is, we've come out with a plan basically to be one of the most aggressive gold explorers in the market today. And what we've done is we're focused in the Guerrero Gold Belt. As Sean had mentioned, we're one of the original players in the belt, one of the first juniors in. And for those of you that don't know the Guerrero Gold Belt, it is basically, I'd say, the hottest gold district in Mexico. It is a belt that was discovered by our senior geologist in mid-1995 for Tecominco. He discovered the Los Filos deposit that, with past production and current resources, was about a 21 million ounce gold deposit, is currently one of Goldcorp's still one of the most profitable mines. And we went into the belt, and in about 2010, we picked up our geologist David Jones, his projects in the belt, put him in Minaurum, and from that time, what we've seen is we've seen a transition where the Guerrero Gold Belt has grown from basically 8 million ounces in 2010 to about 32 million ounces this year. You've seen a lot of takeovers in the belt. You've seen Agnico taking over Caden for their position in the belt. You've seen Cisco move into the belt. There's been a number of things happening. You've seen New Strike being taken over by Timmins. So there's a belt. There's a lot of M&A activity happening. It's a belt that is also a bit of an anomaly in this industry in that the belt has a market cap per ounce in the ground for most of the exploration and mining companies in the area of about $100 per ounce, which in this market is a pretty premium rate. And so we're excited now, finally, after having built Minaurum around the Guerrero Gold Belt, to finally drill test our flagship project there.
Now, so you guys raised $3 million, which
Correct.
is enough for a 10,000 meter drilling program. And so you'll be having news come out pretty much all year, right?
Yeah, and that's the idea here. We decided, you know what, we're not going to go into this situation like most juniors in this market and drill 2,000 or 3,000 meters and cross our fingers and hope that something's going to turn out. We need to give this project a good shot. We have the largest target that's undrilled in the belt by a wide margin. Most of our neighbors are drilling targets these days that are in the sort of, I'd say maybe 500 square foot range, 1,000 square foot range. These really small outcropping areas with big geophysical targets. But what we have is we have an area that is about 6 square miles in size, our primary target. And it's, in David Jones's words, a dead ringer for Los Filos. Same geology.
I am so glad that you brought him up because he has found one great mine after another.
Yeah.
But he hung on to this one. Can you explain that a little bit?
For lack of another word, I think we're all drinking the Kool-Aid. We all believe in it. And David made the commitment to Minaurum that we would basically pick up the lion's share of his projects in Minaurum. And up to that point, David had never really done a deal with any companies on his projects. And we got into bed with him, built the company with him. He's one of our largest individual shareholders. He's a director. He's on board with what we're doing. So we've decided bring him into the fold in that way. He's running the drill program. And as you said on the news flow side, 10,000 meters is basically drilling from the end of August this year right through probably into April of next year. News flow will probably commence sometime in October right through probably May of next year. And that doesn't include another project that one of our JV partners is going to drill that will also then have a second drill program starting later in the year. So
that's the copper project, right?
That's the Santa Marta project that we joint ventured to David Lowell's company. And David, for those of you who don't know him, is basically the most successful geologist alive today. He's discovered 3 of the 5 largest copper mines in the world. So he's a mine finder. He's an incredible copper guy. And this is the flagship project for his company. And that's just one of the projects we have in our portfolio.
Okay. Well, these are gold explorers. That's one thing that we should be aware of. So it's very speculative, of course. However, they have cash. They have a great geologist. They have a great target. and they're going to be doing 10,000 meters of drilling. So one way or another, it's going to be a very different company by this time next year, I'd say. And they seem to have all the ingredients for something to actually work out well. I mean, odds are.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's why I said we have multiple projects. Guerrero is a massive target, the right geology, the right team, the track record of success. You know, David's been involved in Los Filos and 2 other major discoveries in the belt, so probably, you know, I'd say more than 3/4 of the ounces of the 31, 32 million ounces in the belt, Dave had a direct involvement in the discovery.
He knows this area, and he knows what a good project there is, right?
Precisely. And he's held the project before Minaurum had it. He had it about 10 years, right through all the down years where he personally was paying out of his pocket to maintain a project, which isn't cheap in Mexico. And we got it from him, which we're very thankful for, and he's running the program. And then that's, as I sort of told you earlier, that's sort of the big lottery ticket we have. But then we still have Santa Marta, where, you know, the foremost copper porphyry expert in the world is exploring that project. The idea is get as many drill programs as we can this year, really make it a tipping point. It's going to be a completely different place that we're in this time next year. We'll have had probably 10,000, well, we'll have 10,000 meters drilled in Guerrero. We'll have had probably about 3,000 meters drilled at Santa Marta. There's going to be a lot of news flow.
Okay, now the symbol is MGG on the TSXV.
Correct.
And I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks very much for speaking to my subscribers. You folks, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
I hope you like these stories from Vancouver and find them as interesting as I do. There are some, even at these really depressed prices, which we have in the precious metals market right now, there are companies that can raise money because the projects they have are good enough to excite people. And they're out there doing the hard work that should really pay off when prices go higher again. So that's just something to keep in mind. Thanks again. Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, I think that covers it. Great news flow. We have the money in the treasury already now. It's, you know, that of course is a big de-risking factor in today's market, is having the money in place. And we have the money in place. We have the backers in place. We have a track record of being able to raise and being able to drill and keeping overhead low and getting the money into the ground.
Great. All right. Thanks very much for tuning in, folks. And I'll be talking to you later.
Great. Thank you.